Sometimes if you notice some pictures at Korean weddings, especially for the bride, she will have these little cute little polka dot things on her cheeks. It's not because Koreans thought about Pikachu.
That's literally what I just thought about.
Right.
Welcome to the Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie. I'm here with my still Korean co-host, Ben.
Korean here. Still Korean. I feel very Korean. I woke up feeling Korean.
You woke up feeling Korean.
Did you wake up feeling Chinese?
100% Chinese.
There you go. That's how you start your day, guys.
Did you smell my house when you walked in? That's a weird question, but did you smell my house when you walked in?
Dude, that caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what? Did I leave the gas on? I mean, I was breathing.
I'm asking you that because we had hot pot last night in my house, and I'm not sure if...
Oh.
Yeah, when you have hot pot in your house, the whole goddamn house smells like hot pot for like a week.
Actually, no. It smelled like all the other times I've been here. No hot pot residual odor.
You don't smell the hot pot smell in here right now? Do you have COVID?
Dude, I don't smell this shit, bro. I smell my coffee. I smell that. I smell my shit when I take a shit. But I don't smell hot pot.
All right, let's not discuss the listeners anymore.
Oh, sorry, guys. A little too much TMI.
Do Korean people have hot pot? Or is that shabu shabu? Or is that Japanese? What's the Korean equivalent of hot pot?
Oh, shit. I'm like blanking. Oh, did you know what shabu shabu stands for in Japanese?
Dip in the thing? Dip?
Swish, swish.
Swish, swish, yeah.
Swish, swish. What the fuck do Koreans have? I mean, we eat that shit. I just don't think we actually have it. So we're just jacking from you guys.
Okay, so there is no like Korean equivalent of hot pot.
There's no like fucking like a big ass bowl of kimchi stew. Close enough. That's almost like hot pot. Fuck it.
Well, it's good to know you guys are ripping things off of us.
All the time.
Some other things that us Chinese people are much better at.
Wow.
Weddings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is heated now.
I thought we got some very good feedback on our previous episode where we did a K-Town versus C-Town death match.
Yeah.
We're going to make this into a whole series right now.
That's right.
We're going to do a Korean versus Chinese thing of various different types.
That's right, sir.
We ran out of ideas, so here we are.
Yes. We're going to talk shit to each other respectfully.
And also educate you guys on a little bit about Korean and Chinese culture.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. Either this destroys the podcast because we hate each other after we do so many fucking times, or we learn something and we bring, we bridge the gap between the Asian communities. Lingjie's like, fuck, I think it's the first one.
It's definitely the first one. Okay, shit talking topic for today. We're going to be talking about Chinese versus Korean wedding.
Ooh, boy.
Okay, let's start things off on a neutral basis. Hopefully neutral basis. Let's talk about some Chinese and Korean superstitions related to weddings and marriages overall.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about like, what is a marriage? Is it real?
Do you want to start off with that? What is a marriage?
A marriage is when two people are super bored and they're like, do you just want to grow old together and die? And I'm just joking.
That is the reason why you are currently single. No one wants to grow old and die with you.
Come on, there has to be someone. Someone has to be bored enough to die with me.
Somewhere in this world, what's the thing they say about fish in the sea? Pond, fish, large?
Carbon monoxide levels are going too high.
That is not what I'm talking about.
Oh, we're not talking about...
There's a lot of fish in the sea.
There's plenty of fish and...
Find whatever your favorite Korean fish is, and then there you go. Well, actually, you know what? You don't need to marry a Korean person. Specifically, you don't need to marry a Korean person. Yes, you can marry whoever you like.
But going back to what you're saying...
Let's do it. Superstitions. Do you want to start this off, or should I? I'm going to start this off.
Oh, wow. Thanks for fucking being fake-ass fucking nice about it. What's your name? I don't give a fuck. That's some Gary Vee shit right there. All right, go.
Chinese wedding superstitions. I guess this is probably a Chinese superstition in general, but let's just pretend like it's only a wedding thing. The color red. The redder, the better.
The redder, the better. Look at this guy.
As much red as you can slap onto the wedding ceremony, the person.
Oof.
We're one step away from painting our faces red.
Yeah.
Clifford the dog's at the wedding.
Clifford.
But Chinese people do have a very superstitious thing with the color red, but you really see it on display during the Chinese wedding and the marriage ceremony.
Yeah.
Everything that can be red will be red.
At your wedding, yeah, bro. It was like red galore, bro. I thought I was going to see the Kool-Aid man too at this point. Oh, how about this? Since you talked about colors and shit, right? In Korean wedding, usually the male will wear like some kind of like bluish hue.
Blue. So is blue your equivalent of our red?
The color or the gender for the male is usually blue. And then for the female, it's usually like a little pinkish thing. So, I know now we got to be careful about the colors. Who knows?
Sure, I agree with that. But fuck it. If you're Chinese wedding, this shit better be red. Ooh. No other colors. This is not about gender. This is not about equality.
Lingjie's like, F that shit.
Nope. I'm all about equality in whatever way.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's saying one's better than the other.
Specific at a Chinese wedding, that shit better be red.
You heard that, guys.
Don't bring your blue. Don't bring your greens.
Damn, he said, fuck your patriotism. Also, gotta always mention it. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take our shit seriously.
Oh yes, if this is somehow the first episode that you're tuning into us, Ben and I are very good friends.
Yes.
When we banter back and forth and talk shit about each other, sometimes it gets a bit too heated.
Yes.
Or at least it sounds heated.
It sounds very, very it's like, yo, I think they're gonna murder each other. In the living room.
It's like Ben hates Chinese people.
Yeah, like yo, Ben, don't trust him, man. 30 years in the making of all this hatred. It's just been building up.
You were saying about your superstition.
Sometimes if you notice some pictures at Korean weddings, especially for the bride, she will have these cute little polka dot things on her cheeks. It's not because Koreans thought about Pikachu.
That's literally what I just thought about.
Right. It's not that. It's like a thing to ward off evil spirits.
Oh, it's like a little red dot on their face?
We have two, and they're on our cheekbones.
Can you use thundershock from your cheeks?
I believe so. I think after 5 years into the marriage, then they can learn that. But for now, I think they could generate some sparks. But besides that...
So you're trying to pay homage to the
almighty Pikachu. Also, we're still doing that contest where Lingjie is going to be a Pokemon. Dude, I fucked up. What is it again?
A very quick side note. Leave us a 5-star review. If you guess my favorite Pokemon in the written review, I will give you a
foot massage.
We will send you a foot massager.
Oh, damn, for real? Yo, that's actually a really cool gift.
First person to guess my favorite Pokemon gets
a prize of a back scratcher.
You can use chopsticks at back scratcher. So maybe we'll send you a pair of chopsticks.
That's true, yo. Damn, I need like 8 chopsticks for my back.
Us Chinese people, when we do
love? Oh, sorry.
When we're figuring out what date to have the actual wedding ceremony on, we try to pick an auspicious date.
Auspicious.
Auspicious. By that, we just mean a lucky date.
Oh.
This is something that I actually don't know too much about, but when you look at a calender, the Chinese calendar, which is the lunar calendar, there are certain days with certain numbers.
Putting Chinese in front of everything.
When I'm breathing the sweet, sweet Chinese air right now.
This fucking guy.
I don't have any idea how the fuck they pick these dates, but certain dates during certain parts of the year are more lucky or less lucky than the other.
Okay.
So you're supposed to have your wedding ceremony on an auspicious, aka lucky date.
You love that word auspicious. You just love saying it.
Have you never heard of that word?
I did, but I'm kind of squinting. You're like, auspicious means lucky. I'm like, does it? But I'm like, all right, I kind of know what you mean.
In some ways, this makes having a wedding ceremony a little bit harder because if you're all limited by certain dates, it's hard enough trying to book a venue, but now you're trying to book a venue on a specific date that's good.
What if these wedding planners fucking know that too? And they're like,
of course they know that.
You want that? Yo, guess what, bro? 500% increase, son. So aggressive, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure in some ways, people vying for that same date can make the price of a single venue a little bit more expensive.
Imagine they auction it like, all right, we're going to start the bidding at $40 and $40 for every guest, and then you keep doing that.
Add like another 3-4 zeros.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Damn.
You?
Okay. So going back to the color thing, right? It's supposed to be, it's also supposed to signify something with like the yin and the yang. So it's based off your people shit, the Confucian like philosophy.
More stolen traditions.
There you go. Exactly. We're like, oh, you know what? We fuck with that. Let's just fucking pillage it. The idea of bringing like some balance within each other.
You're talking about colors?
The colors with the yin and the yang. You're squinting at me mad hard right now.
That's a shitty superstition.
What the fuck? All right. All right, motherfucker.
You got another one a little bit better than that?
In Korea, geese are kind of like the symbolic animal of, marriage.
Okay.
They mate for life. That's
geese.
why. Geese or ducks, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
So right? There's no polyamorous geese.
I don't think so. Not yet.
Yeah, maybe
there might be some. There might be. But I guess in terms of Korean geese, they don't swing that way.
Okay.
Sometimes if they can't get like a real geese or whatever, you give them wooden ducks to each other, like two little wooden ducks.
Oh.
You might have seen it.
I think I have,
right?
Actually,
you feel like it's symbolic, being, mates for life.
Do you eat the geese afterwards?
I probably would. I probably would, for sure. Yeah.
It's like you're consuming their love. Just take it for yourself.
Oh, what
Okay.
about you, sir? Any animals?
No animals. One Chinese tradition is the day before the wedding ceremony, the bride and the groom are not allowed to see each other.
Oh, so it's like the American thing.
Is that an American thing?
Yeah, dude.
Is that?
Wait, are you serious, dude? Dude,
No.
just think about it.
Maybe. No. Yes. You know what? I am a surrogate for the listeners. So please explain this to the listeners. Not to me, because I already know this.
Okay, fine. Good save. Because I know in American weddings, it's bad luck to see them before each other. You don't remember that? Like, that's why, like, in the movies.
I've
they're
only
always
gotten
like,
married once, dude. And it was to a Chinese lady. So I don't know. Maybe this is just a universal thing. I guess we just don't see each other. Do Korean people not see each other the day before?
So that's the thing. It's actually not shunned upon or considered bad luck if the bride and groom see each other.
Oh, okay.
And it's also customary for them to actually go to the ceremony together.
To like
side by
walk
side.
into the ceremony
Side
together,
by side.
side by side.
Even like heading to the ceremony. Not even like just like going through like the actual ceremony, but heading to it even.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is cool, man. I actually learned something there. You know?
Okay. You teach me something now.
Washing of the hands is like
It's a COVID thing.
that is very true. So for
It's also a
anyone out there,
sanitary thing.
please wash your hands, before you're going to have a meal.
What the hell did that have to do with a Korean wedding?
Let me get to it. Koreans don't have COVID because of this tradition. COVID's not real to them. What I was going to say is that it's customary as well for them to wash hands to signify purification.
Do you do this like at a specific time before the wedding or during the wedding
It's in the beginning. It's
of the
in-
ceremony?
Yeah, to start, fresh start. Yeah,
Okay.
Anything on your side from the Chinese weddings?
No sanitary practices, none that I know of.
No? Okay.
Have you ever seen a red umbrella during a Chinese wedding?
Oh, shit. I want to say yeah. Did I see it at yours?
Actually, yeah, you saw it, Mike, because you were there. When the bride is outside, they're
Yes.
supposed to be underneath a red umbrella, which is traditionally held by the maid of honor, and that has something to do with fertility. If you're looking to have
Protect the
kids,
fertility, maybe?
bad for your ovaries, the sun.
Ladies, Lingjie's a gynecologist.
Keep the sun away from your ovaries.
There you go. Don't keep it exposed.
SPF your ovaries up a lot.
SPF 30 it.
And the umbrella is red as fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's bright red and stuff.
That was a little bit fun. Kind of. Sort of. A little bit. But before you actually have a wedding, you need to find another human being.
Yeah, I think that's kind of important.
That's kind of how it works.
I think so.
There's this thing that's happening more recently. I'm not sure if it happens with Korean culture, but the existence of marriage brokers has become a much more common thing among Chinese people.
Marriage broker.
It basically sounds like exactly what it is.
They break marriages. That's a hard job. That's like worse than being like
Marriage broker, not breaker.
Oh, I got scared.
A marriage broker is just someone that puts two people together.
By force.
Zero consent. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Those are like the two most dangerous words together now in like
Force
2020.
and consent?
By force.
Oh, God, it is.
See, you're like, oh God,
I might have to cut that part out.
we might get canceled. Yes.
What I mean by that is they'll basically pair different people together. So if you're someone that's later in your life and you have a hard time meeting other people for whatever reasons, for social reasons, for work reasons, for COVID reasons, obviously, they'll do like a mini date. And I think the broker gets a fee. So basically, for those in the US, this is the Zillow of Chinese marriages.
Whoa.
Yes.
And I like that fucking analogy you used there, Zillow.
In case Zillow is not a thing elsewhere, Zillow is just an online website with real estate property listings are for sale.
It is. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it is the New York Flight Club of marriages. But I was like, wait,
That's an even more obscure reference.
damn. I thought it was gonna help.
Do Korean people have anything like that?
So in Korean, what we do is like, if you just want to get married to a chick, you just literally grab her by her wrist and be like, hey, we're getting married.
Are we staying on this no consenting today?
I think so.
This is not a good to. We always have jokes that we run with during the episode, but let's please not run with this.
All right, but it's a joke. It's a joke, guys. All right, like we would never do that.
Do Korean people have arranged marriages?
Actually, funny story that you mentioned it. I don't want to say it was kind of arranged with my parents even, but from what I remember, when my parents were getting married,
Because you were there that day.
I was helping my dad say, hey, bro, I think she's the one, man. She's a keeper, dude.
Don't think the timeline works that way, but sure, go on.
It was like Avengers Endgame-ish. Went back in the past. And so my dad, once in a while will talk and drink, and he'll tell me like, son, I made some promises in my life. some of the shit he kept his word about, I'm like, God damn, that is very admirable. Everything else you fucked up on. But so these shits, yo, you earned my respect. I can't say shit.
Just remember, in baseball, if you strike out 7 times out of 10, you're in the Hall of Fame.
That's true. You're right. And he was like, how do I say? My grandmother at the time, rest in peace, Mishia, Harmony. She was, she said to my father, like, when you get married, I want you to marry the woman that I choose.
Oh.
My grandma picked my mom, but they did go on dates and stuff. It wasn't just like, oh, they just get married and boom, that's it. They'll figure it out. But my dad, because he's such a cocky dick, he was like,
you say that with so much love.
I do. I love the guy. He was like, when I first met your mother, you know how handsome I was? I was like, oh. He was like, your mother was so shy. She couldn't even look at me in the eye. She had her head down the whole time.
Because he was so good looking.
He was so good looking. And I was like, this fucking guy.
So the thing was kind of like semi-arranged. Your grandmother was the marriage broker, basically.
She was, but she didn't get anything in return, pro bono.
Well, your grandma got you and your brother.
Oh, man.
That's
pretty bad.
That's a pretty shitty consolation prize.
I was going to say, man, Harmony, you fucked up, man. She fucked up hard.
No take backs.
Sorry, that's it. No returns, lady. No store credit.
Once we are together with another human being and we decide to get married, are there any specific Korean pre-ceremonies? Do you guys pre-game for the wedding?
Pre-game in the sense there is like a courting tradition.
Courting?
Courting, to court. But it's more like a dowry, I guess you can say.
Yep.
From what I remember, your wedding, there was something like you had a lot of bling. I was like, holy shit. Is there security in here? Because this is kind of a little sus.
Is your traditional Korean dowry process not as blingy?
It is. It's just there's just not a lot of people watching it. Yo, Lingjie's flexing a hard, son. Look
so
at
what
this
happens
shit.
during your pre-wedding dowry thingamabob?
Thingamabob, what you call it?
I should probably say, for those that don't know, a dowry is just a gift that's given from one side to the other. Okay, sorry, go.
Thank you. It's the same idea of what you do, but it's more in between the family.
Who's giving what to who?
In this case, it would be, the groom side giving to the bride.
What kind of stuff do you guys usually give besides soju?
A jar of kimchi. What else is there?
Short ribs.
Fucking short. Some marinade. There will be some food for sure, but also mainly it's like jewelry, gold.
Okay.
Maybe a Kia Sedona. I don't know.
Kia Sedona.
I don't know.
What's the new Hyundai? Maybe it's a Hyundai as well. Yeah. Everyone's exchanging Samsung phones.
Exchanging Korean horses and shit. And also, that's kind of what it is.
We do a dowry thing kind of too. When you betroth yourself to someone.
Whoa, say that shit again.
Betroth?
What is up with you? First you said auspicious, and now fucking betroth? What are you, Stephen A. Smith? What's going on, man? Oh my God, you got a thesaurus?
During the betrothal? It's one of those things where I know this word, but I don't think I've ever said it out loud.
Right.
Like those words where you always read them and you know what they are, but for the first time in your life, you're saying them out loud.
Right.
And it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
So it's like a little ceremony that we do.
First of all, it's not very little.
Okay, it's not very little. Super traditionally, Chinese people, it's the bride that's essentially, for lack of a better word, buying the husband's family.
The chick is buying the dude.
It's a female.
God damn it. All right.
Going back to our previous episode.
Because of you, man, I had to actually ask people. I was like, yo, I need to make sure. Is chick derogatory? And like, what? No, I was like, yo, Lingjie's making me feel so fucking guilty lately. Because every time I say chick, he's like, yo, you can't say that, bro. I swear I got to fight this one. There's no way. There's no way.
You want to take me up to the Supreme Court?
We will. You know what?
Appeal this?
You know what we're going to do? The Worst Asian Podcast, we're going to do a little poll. We're just going to walk around the streets of Main Street. And we're going to ask them. Hopefully they don't fucking kick our ass or spray us or anything.
It's the bride that's giving stuff to the groom's family. That's what usually happens. So, and I think that comes down to basically more traditionally, the bride is swallowed up by the groom's family.
That makes a lot of sense, dude.
Please take care of my daughter. Here's some money. Here's some, gifts and everything.
Oh, that's kind of...
Thank you for taking her into your family.
That's kind of really sweet, man.
That's kind of sweet, but also very sexist.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, like, I don't need a man to provide.
Kind of, but...
Because how times are and shit.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I get it. It is kind of sweet. It's like, hey, like, I'm trusting you, taking care of my little angel.
Yeah.
I'll murder you. No? Oh, okay.
Sometimes here I hear people, and this is not me. This is not my wedding. This is not everything else. Chinese people, when they give these dowry gifts, it's literally like one side giving to the other tens of thousands of dollars.
Damn.
Money laundering ring.
That is, man.
Like the more weddings we can have, the more money we can launder.
I need to get married every year. That's what I need to do. Just every fucking year.
Why even work? Just get married every year.
I think I gotta find all the cultures that do this kind of shit.
You need to find 12 cultures, one for every month.
Man, dude, thank you so much, man. See, you fucking get it. I was gonna say, it's kind of all tangent, but I've been offered to get married to someone for like 30,000.
This is for immigration.
Yes, not for love, but for the status.
To the U.S. Department of Immigration, if you're listening to this, this is not a real story.
No, it's not. It's something I read on Reddit.
Hypothetical.
And the guy just happened to sound like my name. Happens to live in Queens.
What happened with this hypothetical person during this hypothetical illegal offer?
Because it's so fucking illegal and it's so hypothetical, unrealistic. I believe that person said hell to the no.
That Ben 2.0 did the right thing by saying hell no.
Thank you. Fucking, we'll call him Ken Han. You know what it was. This is a thing. You actually know this person. I'm not going to say it for the record, but...
This chick?
Oh, my man. There we go. Hey, listeners out there, look, man, we got a new member. Thank you so much.
We're getting canceled together.
No, we're not, dude. Chick is fine. There's some things you can't say. Like, you can't call a girl the C word. Do you know the C word?
Chicken wing.
Oh, man. But you know what I'm talking about. It's like C, and it ends with a T.
And it rhymes with punt, like in football.
Yeah, there you go. You can't call him that. That's like the one word.
So what happened with you and this hypothetical woman? Sorry. What happened with Ken and this hypothetical woman?
Oh, right. So with Ken and this female, the person that offered me, right, the chick.
Whoa.
That Ken was supposed to marry.
Stop using the wrong pronouns.
Damn it.
It's
sorry.
he, him.
This is getting hard. I need like action figures and shit right now. But what happened was the boyfriend asked me to do it for his lady, but this boyfriend technically also has kids. He was technically married, and I'm trying to say this without saying anything. So this is really hard, but it was a really weird thing, and he was technically my boss at one point.
You're just adding layers and layers of complications to the story.
Know. Yo, I need my girlfriend to like be here. I'll pay you 30 racks, son. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. I could get a car with and he's like, yeah, you just gotta live with her. And I was like, am I having sex with her?
What is that? No, of course not. Let's get back to the actual weddings. Let's talk about these shitty Korean banquets. Go for it, Ben.
All right. Number one, go fuck yourself. Let's make that very clear.
Tell me how you're...
Tell me what, bro. All right. On a serious note, what really happens is go fuck yourself. All right. Anyway, thanks for that shitty ass intro. First of all, motherfucker, you love our fucking food. All right. So don't even try to act like you fucking hate this shit. You love fucking Korean food.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Shut the fuck up with that broken clock hoo-ha shit. I swear, if I see you holding a plate of japchae and karabi, I'm going to slap that shit out of your fucking hand. I'm not even bringing you food anymore.
You're not bringing me food. Your mom's bringing me food.
This guy, yo. Jeez, man.
Get back on track. This is running way too long already.
Yeah, this always happens. So look, the food is amazing. Sometimes we do banquets and shit. They have like all this food just
describe a Korean wedding to someone that has never been to a Korean wedding.
I'll be real. I haven't been to a real traditional Korean wedding.
Super traditional one.
Super traditional. But okay. I do know, the one thing I do know we still do, and even I want to do eventually in my marriage, is the hanbok, the traditional, the attire. Wait, what do you wear actually? I forgot. You don't wear red.
Women kind of wear a...
the chicks wear like a tie red.
Westerners call a Mandarin dress.
I forgot what you wore.
Did
you wear some shit like that too?
I wore a tuxedo.
Oh, the Chinese tuxedo. You know? I remember your wife. I was like, what the fuck was Lingjie wearing? Was he in basketball shorts? Was he in flip-flops and shit? I don't know.
Stay on topic. Korean weddings.
Korean wedding. The food is, it's shit you're going to know. A litany of just everything you could think of. Japchae, karabi, kimchi's. Some sushi even now.
How big does the table have to be to hold the wedding quantity of banchan?
Oh man, it's a lot. It's literally fucking trays of fucking panchan, bro. And yo, I'm not lying, Korean food at a wedding is lit because it's like everything you want, you're gonna have something you want.
Does it have Korean fried chicken and
you can have it
and barbecue short ribs?
You can have that, bro. You can have whatever you want, man. See, now you're regretting it, right? When I get married, bro, I'm gonna make sure Lingjie doesn't get to eat. I'll be like,
What the
Lingjie,
fuck?
I'll be like, yo, make sure Lingjie, table 7, no plate for him.
Aside from the food, what else happens during a Korean wedding?
There's one little cute thing, I guess, like to signify like fertile childbearing, is they have like little chestnuts and stuff and jujubes. Is that what they call them and stuff?
I think you're doing a very bad job of what I'm trying to keep asking.
Fuck, man.
What happens during a Korean wedding? Like, do you like walk in? Is there
They fucking walk in, they sit down. Technically, there's a table with like food in front of it, little snacks, traditional pastries even. And then they kind of just do like a bow to the parents and all this stuff too. It's very short. Korean wedding ceremonies are actually very, very short.
Is that ceremony private or is that in the banquet hall with everyone?
And technically, if we're talking just traditional stuff, right? It's going to be like a ceremony. It's based off the floor, you know, like it's going to have fucking chairs and tables and shit. Korean weddings are more focused on being guest-centric, not the actual bride and groom.
Okay. There is no traditional Western walk down the aisle kind of moment for Korean weddings?
Not really. That's what I'm trying to say. We're decked out in our hanboks and shit. You know, there's some good food. You're not allowed to touch any of it. And
how does the wedding end?
I don't know, dude. Just fireworks.
It's just KTV.
There's a KTV to stick.
I don't know. How does the wedding end?
Oh, we all go to fucking Paris Baguette, bro. Okay. What the fuck you want me to say from there?
I mean, I guess that's a dumb question on my part.
No, it's not. I get it. You're actually generally just curious.
Because how does a Western wedding end?
They just get fucked up and we eat.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The cake is
the
like
cake
the
cutting
thing.
and
The
everything.
cake cutting and then, let me throw it in your fucking face.
Do you guys do like a seafood pancake cutting?
Wow, this fucking schmuck right here. That was a good one. I'll give you that, you fuck.
How many tiers of a seafood pancake?
It's fucking layered. It's a crepe cake, you fucking schmuck.
It's a crepe cake full of seafood pancakes.
Seafood pancakes. This fucking all right, your turn, motherfucker. Let's hear this.
I'm much better at describing things than you, so let's start from the beginning.
This guy fucking starts with that shit. All right, go.
We do a tea ceremony. And what a tea ceremony is, just between the immediate family, the bride, the groom, and the immediate family.
Yeah.
It's traditionally a way of the elders of the family giving their blessing to the wedding.
Okay.
The elders, the older figures in the family take turns sitting in a chair, and then the bride and the groom offer them tea, each person tea. In return, they give you more gifts. So more bling, more jewelry, more red envelopes.
Man, you guys have to. I'll give you this.
We have so many ways of laundering money during a Chinese wedding.
Oh, shit. Fucking Chinese people are fucking. Yo, IRS, you heard that shit, right? You heard this shit, right? Aye.
And besides the family, the bridal party is there, of course. So you have the groomsmen,
wow,
and the bridesmaids.
There you go.
Once again, I've only been married once, so I'm not very familiar with these terms. And then later on during the evening, that's when you actually have the banquet. So pretty much what you said, minus the banchan and the KTV.
Yeah.
It's just a
go
lot.
fuck yourself again.
Chinese weddings are family-style meals. When you go to a Western wedding, they ask you, do you want the fish? Do you want the steak?
Do you want the filet?
Are you vegan? Do you want the vegetarian option? Chinese wedding, fuck your preferences. Here's all the food. You eat it or you don't eat it. And it's pretty much it.
Course after course after course of just these huge plates. Oh, okay, now we have the whole fucking pig for course. It's like, wait, for real? And then they just drop a whole pig. I still remember the shit we ate at your shit. Oh, man. I'm so bad at using adjectives and like nouns. I just say shit with the shit. By the way, I just noticed that. I remember you had the walnut shrimp thing.
That was the walnut shit with the shrimp shit.
The walnut shit with the shit with the fucking broccoli shit.
That was the shit.
That was just fucking shit. You had the Johnny Blue shit too. That was fucking amazing.
Alcohol is a big part of Asian weddings in general. Is this true of Korean weddings?
Actually, not really.
Really?
Yeah, like like if we're talking about like traditional, no, but at a wedding you're gonna want to have alcohol because you want to just have fun. So yeah,
of course. So it is a big ass celebration, and at times it doesn't feel like a celebration of the actual bride and groom, but more just like a celebration of the guests and like thanking them for to come.
I've been to a lot more American wedding styles for sure. I think your wedding was like the first, I want to say like where you try to keep it as close to as like a Chinese wedding, right? I remember you even mentioned that. It's like, yo, I got to keep it as authentic because I'm not authentic at all.
No, that's actually true because at that point in my life, I was not yet discovering my own heritage.
Oh shit.
Props to past Lingjie. He really wanted to keep it as traditional as possible.
Yeah.
You know, both for my family and for my wife's family and everything. Try to keep those traditions going because I'm an only child. So unless I get divorced, sweetie, I love you. We're not divorcing.
Oh, knock on wood.
Unless I get married again, you know, my parents are never going to have that again. So we wanted to do it in a way that would make them happy.
Damn, but it would be dope if we had like that wedding food again. Also, yeah, is it a thing? Chinese people love drinking dark liquor because you had for our listeners out there, Lingjie blessed us with the Johnny Blue on each table. It was so great. I loved it, man.
It's always the dark spirits that tend to be the thing. You'll never
That's
see
what I
like a
noticed.
bottle of vodka at the Chinese wedding.
No tequila.
No tequila, no soju.
Like imagine like you go to a Chinese wedding, it's like, oh shit, this bottle costs amigos. The heck? That's crazy.
This may be a weird question, but do Korean people have like specific type of wedding gifts they give, or they don't give wedding gifts?
So back then it was mostly like food based.
Because everyone's hungry and just needs food.
Yeah.
So like the
know.
gifts you give to the bride and groom are food based.
Yeah, and also it does depend on your social status. So you can give animals. You can. I'm talking about like fucking way back then.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Where it's like, I'll be like, yo, Lingjie, I got you 12 dozen eggs, bro. Congratulations. You know,
You didn't even give me chickens. You got me eggs.
I got you fucking eggs. Exactly.
You're like the shitty guest.
Yeah.
They're not even organic eggs. They're not even grade A jumbo large. They're like medium sized.
There's definitely gift giving as well. Now, obviously, we're moving more into money.
There's nothing wrong with money. One of
No,
the greatest
definitely
things
not.
about like Chinese weddings is
Yeah.
there is this understanding that you need to give money if you're going to give a gift. Don't
Yeah.
fucking bring a blender. Don't bring a crock pot.
This is kind of your own life philosophy, though.
But this is also like an understood Chinese thing. You give
Right.
money instead
Right.
of giving an actual gift.
I think, yeah.
And I'm not hating on people with wedding registries, but to me, at that point in your life, you don't know what the hell you need.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And also, they might not even get the exact one thing you want. They might get something like it.
So at that point in your life, when you make a registry, to me, it feels like you're just adding wish list items that you could or could not use.
Right.
Everyone can fucking use money, right?
That's what you've always been saying.
Me and my bags of money.
As we speak right now, for our soundproofing, there's pillows around us. These pillows are filled with cash.
Specifically, $100 bills are
Yeah.
very sound dampening.
Yeah, I'm squeezing it right now. I can definitely hear the rustling of the bills.
Don't cheap out and get those $1 bills. They don't do any good for the sound. They actually make you sound worse. They make you sound poor. We want to sound rich and luxurious.
Luxurious.
Great thing about Chinese weddings that I don't have to worry about carrying home a million boxes of crock pots and blenders.
That would be fucking annoying. Like you have like a shopping cart, like you just went from Black Friday shopping at
Yeah,
like Best
pretty
Buy
much.
or Home Depot. I have a question, man. Like who ends up paying for it?
Paying for what?
The wedding.
Oh, this kind of goes back to the thing I was talking about before.
Yeah.
Traditionally, it's the bride's father that pays for the wedding.
Okay.
Because once again, it's him giving his daughter over to the other family and he's showing his hospitality by going broke and bankrupt, paying for everything.
It's like, yo, I got to make sure I got bank on this.
Which kind of speaks to the thing, like if you get divorced, then the father has to pay for this shit again.
Yeah, I know someone that they got married. They spent $100,000 on the wedding, and within a year they got divorced. I was like, holy shit! And this is the thing, though. Like he was explaining it to me. He was like, yeah, we never lived together before that, dude. That's kind of
Well, hindsight is 2020. I'm sure
Yeah.
in the moment they felt like they knew each other enough to be able to go
Right.
forward with that. But yeah,
it's scary.
$100,000. That's a down payment on
Life
Do Korean people have any rules about who pays for what?
in Korea, actually, it's the parents' responsibility. So-
Which parent though?
Both sides, actually.
Oh, like an even split?
Yeah. In Korean culture, it's the last duty you do as a parent.
Oh, and it's a shared responsibility
It's a
between
shared
the two.
Yeah, I know there's some differences in other things. So if you're going to buy a home, in this case, if you're Korean,
Yes.
Lingjie Kim,
Lingjie Kim?
Lingjie Kim, you would have to buy the house, but she
안녕하세요.
would be 안녕하세요, 갈비, soju, maku. You would be in charge of the house, but your wife, Grace Park, whatever, she'll be.
Shout out to the billions of Grace Parks out there.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. She would be in charge of like buying like the furnishing, the furniture, and all that little good stuff, the goodies.
That's pretty good. I mean, I've been shitting on you a lot today with these Korean things, but the fact that you can be nice and split responsibility for stuff is
Right.
pretty good because a lot of Chinese traditions are pretty lopsided.
Yeah.
And I mean, just imagine like if I had 5 daughters and I had to,
Wow.
right? That's a fucking lot of money.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah. At first I was like, yeah, and then I was, oh shit, it kicked in. I was like, Choose wisely. You only get one shot at this. That's pretty much what it is.
It does get kind of crazy. If our listeners could pick about going to a Chinese wedding or a Korean wedding, objectively, as a guest.
Ooh.
As a guest. Let's turn this into a sales pitch. You try to convince people why a Korean wedding is best to go to as a guest, and I'll do the opposite for a Chinese wedding.
Number one, it doesn't take up the whole fucking day. You get to eat good ass food. You get to chill. It's relaxed. You know, it's not stuffy.
What the fuck does that mean? Not stuffy.
Yo, weddings can be stuffy.
So
Come
a Chinese
on.
wedding is stuffy and a Korean wedding is not?
First of all, I didn't say Chinese specifically. I'm just saying weddings can be.
You clearly looked at me when you said that.
You're the only thing I can look at. I don't want to look at your, I don't want to look at these plants and this fucking Harry Potter thing that's here. But let's be real. There's weddings like, oh man, this is kind of a drag. We get to wear really cool hanboks that are comfortable.
Do the guests wear hanboks?
No, they don't have that.
So that's not a good point.
Also, like, if the color red scares the shit out of you, or makes you violent, then you know.
Fine. If you're allergic to the color red, please don't go to a Chinese wedding. That select segment of the population cannot go to a Chinese wedding. And in that case,
cannot go.
I think a Chinese wedding is a little bit better because to your point, or to dispel your point, it's not a fucking whole day event. For the wedding party, it's obviously a whole day event, but that is universally true across all cultures when they have a wedding. One, great, and it's great only if you're on one side of it. Chinese weddings, you can fucking be late for, and it makes zero difference.
Oh.
And lots of people, because they're assholes, always come late to a Chinese wedding. It's just like an understood norm of going to Chinese wedding. You know what?
That's really a thing.
The guest card, I mean, the invitation says it starts at 6.
Yeah.
I got you, 8:30.
I got you, 8:30.
Getting on to our favorite topic of the whole podcast, ranting and raving. Okay. One part of weddings eventually leads to having offspring. And when you have offspring, they go to school. And when they go to school, they take class photos. And when they take class photos, you, as the parent that wants every photo of your kid, has to buy the class photos. And when you want to buy these class photos, me, as a minimalist, I just want the digital copy. And me, as a minimalist who just wants the digital copy, I can take the digital copy and print whatever physical copies of the photos that I want to.
Right.
Because my son just took his daycare school photo thingamabob. The only fucking package that has a digital copy is the most expensive package.
That's how they get you, man.
It's almost $100 to get the digital copy. And I know someone's going to tell me
you, man.
That is how they get you. Someone's going to tell me you can get the physical copy at a cheaper package and then just scan it, but the quality is not the same.
I was going to say, yeah, you can, but it's not the same.
It's not the fucking same. And it's like,
there's no way.
It's like my son's first class photos. So I have to reach into my bag of money and take out this $100 bill and pay for 6 photos, like 6 JPEGs for like $100.
That's terrible, man. Speaking of that, when it comes to money, obviously we all have our issues and stuff, right?
What? Okay.
I don't know. Actually, I was saying this. Wait, Lingjie doesn't actually. What am I saying? I'm surrounded by cash right now as we speak. I frequent the Uber, and I know for all the people that do take Uber here and there, right? I am so upset about how expensive it is now. I know you don't do it because you drive your, your Mercedes-Benz Maybach and your helicopter. But Uber and Lyft, they pretty much decimated the whole yellow cab industry,
Here in
right?
New York City, yeah, they're like gone. They're there, but yeah.
Now, because of it, since it's almost like they destroyed it, right? There's no competition.
Mm-hmm.
These prices are crazy high now.
Are they?
Dude.
Like, you took an Uber this morning from your place to my place.
It's not so bad here.
That was like a 10-minute drive.
But so this is what I noticed. So pre-COVID, sometimes I could find like a deal of like from the city at night back home after I had a little few brewskis.
So for those not in New York, we're talking about from Manhattan, the borough of Manhattan to the borough of Queens.
Gang, thank you so much, man. It was freaking around like $30 sometimes.
Not horrible.
Not horrible, right?
Horrible.
Now? Oh man, dude. It's like in the 50s. High 50s, almost 60. Double. And this is the thing with Uber now. When it rains,
surge pricing, or whatever they call it.
I remember there was one time, it was like I was in Brooklyn and it just started pouring. From Brooklyn to Queens, it was $120. I didn't take it.
Oh, I was going to say.
I don't take it. Sometimes when I see the shit, this is another thing.
Ben's just going to walk home in the rain.
What I like to do is like, I play this game. It's like, can't we wait for a better price? And I know some of you listeners definitely done this. You got it on your phone. You're like, oh shit, this is mad expensive. all right, I guess I'll just wait a little and see if it'll go down. And so you keep refreshing it and you hope that you find like a better price and stuff.
So your whole night is dictated by the weather.
Yeah, so it's like I can't even enjoy the game. Yeah, I can't even enjoy like just always like, yo, shut the fuck up. I need to keep refreshing this. Yeah, that's kind of the one gripe I have with Uber. They are definitely just stealing people's money.
I really hope that with the rising prices, at least the drivers are getting their fair cut of it. A majority of that upcharge is not going to Uber themselves.
That's a great point. I don't know exactly how much of it because, like now gas is so expensive.
Right, exactly. So if it's somehow it's going more to the drivers just to pay for their increased costs of having the car and gas and everything, then I get, okay, it kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
But if it's just Uber themselves trying to fatten their bottom line.
Speaking of that, which is great, don't be that cheap asshole that you just buy and don't tip the driver because the tip really does make a big difference about what they get a percentage, but you're absolutely right. I don't know how much of it is increased with the new price hike. Please tip out your drivers.
Always tip.
Yeah, even if they're not that great. If they have to get by. Trust me, if they could, they don't want to be a fucking cab driver, I'm sure.
Unless the driver spit in your face. You know what I mean? Just try to be nice. Everyone's fucking making a living. Not everyone is surrounded by pillows full of $100 bills.
But if you want, I'm going to steal one of these pillows right after this recording. For sure.
And give it to the Uber driver.
That's what I'm I'm just going to throw it in the air. Like I'm fucking Oprah.
Good episode. I was surprised we didn't get as testy as I thought we were going to get.
That's the thing. We were talking about marriages, and I was like, oh, this is kind of, it's because we think about our parents. You're obviously married. I'm obviously not married.
Obviously. You know what? For the listeners out there that are into that, Ben is single.
Into that, if into not being married. Yeah, I'm totally into it as well. Eventually I will. I'll try to keep it as Korean as possible. I'm definitely not feeding you.
I'm definitely not coming to this wedding.
You better fucking come,
dude.
Bro.
If you make me the best man of your wedding, that whole speech, I'm just gonna plug this podcast.
Yo,
I know you guys are here for a wedding, but have you heard of this podcast?
Oh my god, my wife would be like, "Who the? Why the? She would be so pissed, man." But at the same time,
I'm gonna get sponsors for your wedding too.
Oh my god, that would actually be kind of funny.
Squarespace.
And some
Samsung mattress company.
Yeah, we'll do mattress. What's it called? Mattress firm.
We'll get Carol back on. She'll sponsor your wedding with Maku. This whole podcast is just a ploy for us to meet enough people so that they can sponsor your whole wedding.
It's a new wave of Korean traditions right here.
Join us on the podcast next week. We have the owner of all the various banquet halls in
the #1 Korean wedding planner reception hall.
All right, guys. Once again, that offer of you naming my favorite Pokemon. It's still open-ended. It's still there. Slide into our DMs, say hello to us, leave us a 5-star review. You can leave us a genuine 5-star review if you want to. No need to joke around about the Pokemon thing, but it really does help us. The only way that we're going to get out to more people is if you run around your town screaming about a podcast, or if you feed the algorithms and leave us that 5-star review. So unless you like screaming out in public, just take 5 seconds and leave us that 5-star review.
Please. It goes a very, very long way.
Like I said, we're never going to sell ourselves out by asking you directly for money.
Probably not. We'll do it privately.
We'll just message you each one by one asking for money.
There you go.
Perfect.
We got to keep it classy.
Follow us on all the social medias at Worst Asian Pod. We're most active on Instagram. You can check us out there. We post lots of miscellaneous things. The number of people that are listening and the number of people on our socials doesn't make any sense. So a lot of you are just not following us. So as I mentioned previously, if you're not into social media, that's cool. You do you. Just make an Instagram account, follow us, and then
it's just, vámonos. Adios. That's it. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll be back every single week. Take care. Enjoy the weddings.
Yes, please. You're invited to my wedding. Maybe.
Bye.
Later.